Hello everyone and welcome to episode 34 of the TEW 2020 Super 64 series here on the channel's the UJPW Spinoff Series. Is it for another episode as far as the BRAWL-O-WEEN show. Hard to believe as far as way back when, way back when, I don't know why it hit the events and TV pages as the show history. Way back when, 1999, our second ever show as far as after the Showdown Summit, which is now the Superversary show, of course. But to think now, we have had, just in the save alone, 237. I don't even know how many shows we've had in the UJPW, because we still have been booking that along the way. So, I mean, it's hard to believe it's definitely been over 10 years with that save. But for BRAWL-O-WEEN, we have, of course, our two title matches, our main event, man who, as far as Nuki Sano, Kiyoshi Demore, the man who won the Mystery Mayhem matchup. And as far as Kiyoshi Demore, looking to get his first successful defense. What a fun match that is. Of course, the leader, Shudo, a former member in Kiyoshi Demore, now at the top of the mountain as a heavyweight champion, junior heavyweight champion, to be exact. But that is a fun matchup, and I can't wait to see that, especially in Fire Pro. I think they're gonna have a good little matchup. And then junior heavyweight tag team title matchup, TTS of Minoru Tanaka and Shinichi Funaki against the Great Sasuke and Too Cold Scorpio. We're gonna have on the undercard the Can-Am Crew versus Radical Revolution. That is going to be Owen Hart, Lance Storm, and Rob Van Dam. As Owen, I think what we're gonna do, bring him in for this show. The tag league he will not be a part of, but then going forward, starting at the Grand Prix 2003, that's going to be where he's going to be going full time, which is kind of crazy. Again, to think of how many people on this roster that are, as far as like him and Brian Pillman, obviously, both guys that did not even make it, unfortunately, into the 2000s. And now we are almost halfway through the 2000s, and they are almost, they're still having great matches, great performance, especially Owen. Owen's on the UJPW side. He had like a 90 on one of the final shows, so when he comes down to Super X 64 full time, he's going to be like one of the best guys on the roster, so that's going to be a lot of fun to see. But yeah, that's that trios matchup. Liger and El Samurai versus the Blonde Bombers as a little tag team matchup there. Obviously, Liger's back to 100% now, and felt like we needed to have him do something on this show. So we figured him and the Blonde Bombers, him and El Samurai against the Blonde Bombers. Since the main event, Nuki Sano vs. Kiyoshi Demore, I figured we'd have a Shudo TTS matchup, so we're going to have Shinjiro Otani take on Tiger Mask 4. In the opening contest, Cosmic Dragon Kings versus the Pure Temple of Shigoku. This is an 8-man tag, and it's a technical masterclass matchup, as that's going to be a fun little matchup to kick off the show. And a nice little prelude to the Junior Tag League a little bit with that, because I'm sure Hokuto Adaka and Minoru Fujita will be a part of the Junior Tag League. That Junior Tag League is going to be pretty tough. That's going to be a fun tournament, I think, this year. But yeah, that is the BRAWL-O-WEEN card. We have 7 tour shows in the final show. So we are set, though, to already run the first show. Everything's pre-booked, ready to go. Backstage incident, as it's Sean Waltman brought from Russell's Court. Of course, he was trained by Boris, so it's funny how, obviously, the link between him and Dean. But he's accused of not paying attention during a locker room meeting. As the judge, Dean Malenko, found him guilty and sentenced to buy a crate of beer for the locker room. It's funny, too. They just... they barely spent a lot of time in WCW together, and when Dean, of course, went to the WWF, they didn't really have any interactions, which is kind of funny. That would have been interesting, to have a match, especially around that time, because Malenko and Scotty Tuati, they had that really good matchup at Backlash. I think he could have had a really good match with Sean Waltman during that time too, but it's kind of funny how that happened. They didn't have a big marquee match. You figure they would with their history, but it just never happened. As our main event, Shudo TTS, the trios match is going to be a technical masterclass matchup, as Funaki's going to beat Tiger Mask 4. Fun little matchup there. The Dragons versus Shinsei Shinzaki and Senshi, as Shinzaki's going to get the win and beat Dragon Kid. Be a good matchup for Shinzaki. Taka Michinoku and Hector Garza. This is Steelers Row matchup, as Taka's going to get the win there in 10 minutes. That should be a good little matchup. all things considered. Brian Pillman and or not Brian Pillman, rather, excuse me. It was going to be Brian Pillman, but I changed it the last second, and I figured this would be the better matchup. Product Revolution versus the Can-Am Junior Express, as Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko will get the win. I believe that's the first time meeting between the two teams, yeah. So that's a big matchup, and Dean's going to get the win. Then the co-main event, funny enough, is Damien and Vampiro versus 3 Count, Ricky Fuji and Alex Wright. It might not be... Now I'm thinking about it, probably won't be the co-main, probably a little bit lower on the card, but Vampiro's going to get the win. I think we're going to have that be the co-main since we're building to the final show on that. Actually, I think we're going to put this right here as the second matchup. We'll have Taka and Hector Garza be the Steeler Show matchup that's in the middle of the card. But yeah, we're good to go for night 1. Looks like it's Chubu. We'll run the Gifu Industrial Hall this first night, and let's run it. It's a 74 for the opener. Shudo, TTS. It's a good little matchup. Nuki Sano looking good as the challenging man going into the matchup with Kyoshi Tamura. It's crazy. Tamura, his ratings haven't been the greatest, but I'm excited to see his matches in Fire Pro because he's such a different performer there, obviously, with a very much a shoot style, and he's going to kick the fuck out of people and beat the fuck out of them. So it's going to be fun to see. But Funaki gets the win with the Rising Sun over Tiger Mask 4. TTS, they were the better team, but Nuki Sano was the best guy in the matchup. 81 for Damien Vampiro against Alex Wright and Ricky Fuji. It's a good little match, especially Vampiro's 87. He did well. 10-minute matchup. Vampiro's bite for Vampiro over Ricky Fuji. 64 for Taka Michinoku and Hector Garza as the Michinoku driver in 12:38. So I hope this be a little bit better. Only 64, a bit of a decent matchup, but it is what it is. 77 for the Dragons versus Shinzaki and Senshi, as the Ultimo Dragon Kid team was the better team, but an upset win as Shinzaki beats Dragon Kid with a Ninbutsu Power Bomb in 20 minutes. Big win for the former heavyweight champion, junior heavyweight champion there in Jinsei Shinzaki. It's our main event. Yeah, Eddie's got that chronic pain he's going through, but it was still a decent little matchup. And even Lance Storm and Rob Van Dam were both off their games, and it was still a decent little matchup. They still just barely got outperformed by Eddie Guerrero, so that's kind of crazy. If they were on their game, this would have been even better. But Malenko gets to win the Cloverleaf, best guy in the match by far, and very much was the carrier of that one. And a good little match to a main event. But wow, that I should have more faith in this. That was the best thing on the card. And it was going to be the co-main. Now it was the second thing on the card. It's a good match. Good match. How about that? Good performance, really, from Vampiro and Damien, really, to make that happen. As that is night 1 in the books, and on to day 2 we go. Alrighty, night 2, as we have 2 singles matches. Eddie and Van Dam, the Battle of the Frog Splashes, which actually would not be Battle of the Frog Splash at that time, because Eddie is, since Art Bar didn't pass, and since in this save, they didn't team up, he doesn't do the Frog Splash. Yeah, he does in Fire Pro, though, because I can't edit that, but I guess I could, but it would be kind of weird to edit it, and then, because I'd have to clone it, and then delete the unsubscribe from the actual edit we use, and use that one, but nonetheless, it is going to be the main event. It's a fun match, and Eddie's going to get the win. We're going to give him a little bit more time. First time meeting, too, singles-wise, so that's exciting. Exciting for sure. Wild Pegasus and Brian Pillman as well, which is the technical masterclass matchup, and Pegasus is going to get the win, so a clean sweep for the Can-Am, or for Radical Revolution over the Can-Am crew. So I meant to say, as 3 count versus the World Class Tag Team as well on the card. Jado and Ghetto going to beat Shannon Moore and Shane Helms. TTS versus Legend and Nuki Sano. So taking the 2 title matches, putting them into one match. Very fun match here in would probably be the main event on any other day of the tour. And also TTS, of course, are going to get the win since, it's basically 2 actual members of Legend and obviously Nuki Sano. So just from a team perspective, a little more of a cohesive unit there, as Mono Otaka is going to beat the champion in 2 Cold Scorpio. But yeah, that's going to be the co-main. And the Super Generation Army versus the Pure Temple of Shigoku, as we didn't pick a winner. It's Kikuchi Kanemoto and Miumichi Marufuji against Jinsei Shinzaki, Minoru Fujita, and Hakuta Adaka. As, yeah, I think we're going to give it to the pure Timberless Shikoku here. As I think we're going to give Hadaka the win over Marufuji. And that will be the, as far as, wow, it's going to be the third match on the card. That's kind of wild. But, yeah, as far as that is the card, we're all set, ready to go. As, actually, we didn't pick the venue. Let's go ahead and not run Kanto. As, yeah, it looks like we're going to run Fukuyama Gymnasium for night 2. Let's run it. It's a 64 for the opener. Not bad at all. Jado and Geto with a good little performance. 61 and 63. They beat the 3-count team as Geto pinning him with the complete shot in 10-19. 76 for Wild Pegasus and Brian Pillman. Wild Pegasus with the German suplex in 17:36. Yeah, Pillman just stamina-wise not there. Boy, Naomichi Marufuji with a 33 is crazy. He's rusty, so that's tough. But as far as that definitely hurt him. But Hakuta Adaka getting the submission victory with a double heel hook over Marufuji. Yeah, I mean, they were a hell of a team. Were they the better team? No. Well, actually, it was almost dead even, because he's 20 points, almost 20 points worse than Hakuta Adaka. Minoru Fujita is almost 25 points, yeah, worse than Koji Kanemoto. Or I guess you could say, well, with Kikuchi's 21 points, and then just 8-point difference between Shinzaki and Kikuchi, but, or I guess Jinsei Shinzaki and Kanemoto, rather. But, you know, Minoru Fujita was off his game, so was Shinzaki. It's just a tough break there all the way around for that matchup. But, they get the win, though. They get the upset. That was pure Timberless Shikoku in 81 for TTS versus Naoki Sano and Legend, as Two Cold Scorpios submitting to the Minoru Special number 2. Hell of a little matchup, though. Kiyoshi Tabor again, the heavyweight champion, junior heavyweight champion, and is the worst guy in the match. Tough break there, but a good performance, though, from like Funaki and then Naoki Sano and Sasuke. In our main event, 75, should have went with the fucking last match instead. But Eddie Guerrero gets one of the Glory Special in 24:09. Could have been a better matchup if Eddie was not hurt, but figured we could still have that be the main event and deliver. It did not, especially compared to both the Tactical Masterclass matchup and this Trios match, which should have been the main event. But yeah, that is night 2 in the books. On to night 3 we go. Alrighty, day 3, night 3 here, as far as no backstage incidents or anything like that. We can hop right into the show. TTS Legend main event Trios matchup, as the Great Sasuke gonna get the win over Shinichi Funaki, so a little win back for Legend. Of course, a full trio team this time around, and with Liger involved in the matchup, should be a pretty good match. Co-main event, that's a good question. Because really, maybe this is probably the Tactical Masterclass matchup. It is Lance Storm and Rob Van Dam against Linsanity, as Lance is going to get the win in that one. Waltman, unfortunately, stamina-wise, not great. And we also have the Golden Cosmic Kings against Too Cool, and Super Astro's going to get the win in that matchup. I actually think the Blonde Bombers and Cash and Money Inc.'s going to be the co-main, as 10-minute matchup as well. Chris Candido getting the win over, as far as, we didn't say who. It could be Easy Money, could be Kid Cash, as far as from that regard. Now, Lord Akira Kotakumi, La Parka, Steal the Show matchup, another 10-minute matchup as well. So I think we're going to have to give time to something. I think what we'll do is, I think we're going to have this open up the show. We'll have that follow it. We'll give 13 minutes here. Then 20 minutes here. Give them a lot of time. Especially a team like the Blonde Bombers. But I think Cash Money Inc., they're going to be a pretty solid team in the future. So this is a great chance for them to get their get some reps in with a pretty formidable team as well. So, we got to see if there's a 1,000. Oh, there's a. I'll say we could probably run a 1,700, so we'll go ahead. Just in case we don't find one like that, we'll do the 1,800. Yeah. Alrighty. Let's run the show. See what we get for night 3. A 67 for the opener. Lance Storm and Rob Van Dam get the victory over Holtman and Lynn. It's a Canadian Maple Leaf from Lance Storm. In 1602, Tag Team Specialist bonus there for the Can-Am Junior Express team. Good stuff. Good stuff there. The Decapitator from Lord Akira Kotakumi over La Parka as 933 Lord Akira Kotakumi, though really off his game, which is a tough break there. But a good performance from him, nonetheless. Then the Golden King Super Astro team beats Too Cool. Kind of crazy that Brian Too Much Lawler is so much better than Scotty Tuati here. I thought it would be pretty close, but yeah, Scotty solid 10 points below Brian Lawler, but Super Astro pinning Scotty after the Astro Scissors. Blonde Bombshell from the Blonde Bombers against, as far as Kid Cash in Easy Money, Candida pinning Kid Cash after, with that. Move Powers for that Easy Money, since he was the worst guy in the match, but a pretty good little matchup, actually. It's a 73 there. And a 77 for our main event. Thunderfire Powerbomb from the Great Sasuke over Shinichi Funaki. Great performance there from Legend, as both Sasuke and Liger, 84-87. Funaki with a 79. As far as Otani and Scorpio were off their games, so that's probably why they were both in the 70s. But it's a good match, though, all things considered. Yeah, it was a solid little show. Kind of got progressively better throughout the night as well. Not too bad. Not too bad there for night 3. On to night 4 we go. Alrighty, as far as night 4, we have a big-ass 10-man in the main event, as it is basically taking 3 matches from the final show into 1 here, as the Legend team with Nuki Sano taking on TTS in the Blonde Bombers. So that's a fun matchup, though. As far as from this perspective, felt like the Legend team could use a win here. Liger's going to beat Candido in 22 minutes, which, as far as the Blonde Bombers and in the El Samurai Liger matchup, that's going to be a hell of a match. As far as that might even be the best thing on the card, if all goes well, depending on as far as chemistry and whatnot. But then also, we've had the 2 singles matches we saw with Eddie and Rob Van Dam and Wild Pegasus and Brian Pillman. There's also Lance Storm and Dean Malenko, which we put on this show, which is a very, very fun match. And Malenko's going to get the win, so a clean sweep for the Radical Revolution in the singles matchups. And also, we're taking the 2 singles matches that we just had with Eddie versus Rob Van Dam and Pegasus versus Pillman, and doing a tag match here. As Wild Pegasus is going to beat Rob Van Dam. So another win for the Radical Revolution team. Tough break there. And then Cosmic Dragon Kings versus Kentaro Shiga, Jinsei Shinzaki, and Rey Mysterio Jr. Of course, the Pure Temple Goku with Rey Mysterio Jr. as Dragon Kid, though, is going to get the win over Shiga in 10 minutes. Figured, again, the actual team should get the win in that matchup. Then this Brad Armstrong Terry Boy matchup against Damien and Honoru, you could probably open up the show. Brad's going to get the win, so a nice win for Kai and Tai in that one. But it was a tough one to really decide, because I think either way, I think just Terry Boy's going to outperform Honoru, and obviously Brad's going to outperform Damien. But it could have been on after the Storm Malenko match. But obviously this matchup, it's probably going to be the best thing on the card, especially it being a technical masterclass. So I have a lot of high hopes for it. I think we're going to run Kanto as well. I just feel like we'll go Kensai 3,200 instead. We're good to go. Let's run it here for night 4. Yeah, 70 for the opener. Good stuff. Yeah, Honoru outperformed Damien, or Honoru outperformed Terry Boy, rather, excuse me, but Brad Armstrong outperformed Damien by 10, so right team gets the win. We could have had Terry Boy lose, though, and it would have been fine, but Brad Armstrong gets the win with the side rush and leg sweep. 85 for the Texas Cloverleaf for Dean Malenko over Lance Storm in 22:47. Yeah, Malenko 89, again, just crazy. He's still at a high level, especially in 2002. And then Cosmic Dragon Kings versus Jinsei Shinzaki, Kentaro Shiga, and Rey Mysterio Jr. in 82. A lot of good ratings. Obviously, Rey and Ultimo Dragon, both 87s. Super Astro in 82. Just great stuff there. Shinzaki was really off his game. He almost got outperformed by Dragon Kid, which is kind of crazy. But Dragon Kid gets the win there with the Dragon Rana. Yeah, Wild Pegasus and Eddie Guerrero beating Rob Van Dam and Brian Pillman. Tough break with Pillman and his gimmicks getting stale. It's just all the way around. It's just not really working out for him. Part of me wants Brian to go and work FMW for a couple of months, just to let him leave so he can come back as a fresh act. Maybe that'd help him out a lot, because it just feels like he's just kind of in a bit of a rut right now. I think that'd help him out a lot, getting in a new atmosphere, new place for him to work. Bridging Dragon Suplex though from Wild Pegasus though for Rob Van Dam. That's a hell of a finish. Onto Rob Van Dam rather there for Wild Pegasus. In our main event, damn, Nuki Sana breaks his nose. Just great. Would have been a good little matchup though. Candido, worst. Oh no, Kyoshi Demaro was. Again, very funny that the junior heavyweight champion with the worst rating in the matchup. But yeah, Nuki Sana's broken nose probably hurt the match because of the injury, if I had to guess. Let's take a look. All the way down here. Oh, it's probably, yeah, it's at the very, very bottom. Yeah, penalized for disrupted by injury. That is such a tough thing to see. Especially when someone's not involved in the finish and it's a broken nose. Definitely could have been just fine, but tough break. Yeah, Minoru Tanaka caused it. Yeah, probably a kick right to the face. It's crazy, that was almost the worst match on the card. That shows you how talented that show was, how talented our roster is when we put really, our top acts together back to back like that. Did really well. And night 4 in the books. We still have nights 5, 6, and 7 left. So we still got a couple of days left of the tour. It's on to night 5. We go. Alrighty, as far as for night 5, we have 2 big-time singles matches. As far as the Dr. Wagner Jr. Blitzkrieg one, it's going to be a really good match. It's going to be on the undercard, but I'm excited to see how that plays out in Otani and Nuki Sano. I figured I'd have Nuki Sana take on somebody from TTS. And as far as the challenger going in against the champion, just feel like that's a fun little matchup to have. Also going to have TTS, the rest of them, take on Legend in a trios match as well, which that's probably going to be the main. We'll have to wait and see here. Scorpio's going to beat Minoru Tanaka, so a win for Legend, and a little win back too for Scorpio after losing to Minoru Tanaka. I don't know though. This is probably a good idea to be the main. Nuki Sana's going to beat him too. We've had a lot of big singles matches on this tour. You could tell when it's kind of these long tours like that, sometimes it's a bit of a crutch to have those singles matches on the card to get them out there. But Brian Pillman and Rob Van Dam are going to beat Los Guerreros here. Pillman's going to beat Chavo. Wagner Jr. and Blitzkrieg, that is the Steal the Show matchup. Yes, Wagner Jr. is going to get the win, and that will also mean the Technical Masterclass is Ikuda Daka and Minoru Fujita against the Golden Cosmic Kings of Super Astro and the Golden King, as Ikuda Daka is going to get the win too. So what a huge win here for the Pure Temple of Shigoku. They are a young team that's doing really well. I feel like this is a great chance for them to really get going. Now, fucking Golden King's going to be very upset about losing to this team, but this is a star-making matchup for them. And I think also I'm going to swap this as well. There we go. As, again, I think we've ran almost everywhere. Yeah, because we had to run Chubu there for day 1, so we've kind of ran... Oh, no, we haven't ran Kyushu. Yeah, we can go there. Let's see if there's a 3,000-seater. It's got to be. 2,800, just in case we don't find one. Oh, no, there is one. It's, 2,900. Perfect. Miyazaki Gymnasium. As, yeah, we can run the show now. 77 for the opener. An upset for sure. But it's kind of close as far as with, Golden King and Super Astro, they have great chemistry. And for a team that has great chemistry like that, to really only outperform a team that is on kind of the lower end of the spectrum by just, a couple of, almost 10 points, if you're looking at Minoru Fujita and Golden King, that's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. And a big win, though. A big win nonetheless. Roundhouse kick. So it's he knocks him out, basically. That's that roundhouse kick, and that's why he doesn't kick out. Good. I like it. I like it a lot there. As the 71 for the next matchup. Eddie's injury still a major factor. Rob Van Dam almost outperformed him because of that. But the air Pillman from Brian Pillman over Chavo Jr., which Chavo, he was off his game. Could have been worse. I mean, 56 is not too bad. He's actually getting better now, which is a relief. He's finally performing at a pretty high level. So we're going to see how that plays out in the future. And then the chicken wing arm lock for Wagner Jr. over Blitzkrieg. It being a tour show didn't really help Blitzkrieg out a lot because he's definitely more of a big show performer compared to the tour show. It's only a 47 there for his performance. And the trios match. TTS losing to the Legend. El Samurai was almost the worst guy in the match. Again, Kyoshi Nomura, the worst guy in the match. But what a win, though, for Legend. As Scorpio pinning Minoru Taka after the Scorpio Splash. Yeah, I mean, they were the same rating-wise. And El Samurai a little bit better than Tamura. And Liger just 1 point better than Shinichi Funaki. So very, very close matchup. Only a 75 is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Nanuki Sano with a scoop brainbuster over Shinjiro Tani with that broken nose. Big win for Nanuki Sano, and what a brainbuster, too. And to get the victory like that going into his title matchup with Kyoshi Nomura, looking to be the junior heavyweight champion once again. Hell of a main event for Night 5, and now we just have 2 tour shows left. It's on to Night 6. Here we go. Alrighty, so as far as for Day 6, Night 6, this match was supposed to be Owen Hart and Lance Storm, but I forgot to send Owen down because I forgot that Night 6 was this match. I thought it was Night 7. So we'll have to change that a little bit. But, we have a backstage incident as well. It's Brian Pillman and Dean Malenko. Pillman was brought from Wrestler's Court, accused of making a mess backstage, not cleaning it up, annoying everyone else. And Dean Malenko, the judge found him guilty and sentenced to clean it up and then buy drinks right after the show. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I can't, as far as do anything from this page, and even if I switch to the, to Giant Bob and UJPW, because we're at this show, it just won't work, so it'll just automatically kick us to this. So a bit unfortunate, as Chubu will have, let's see, 2,800. Oh, no, the Industrial... Oh, yeah, 3,000. Will be a sellout, hopefully. So, we had Wild Pegasus and Dean Malenko. As far as them against Van Dam and Lance Storm, we haven't done this yet. Guess we could do it here. It's, 26 minutes. Owen was going to get the win here, but now it's tough. Tough. Yeah, we might just, might have to go a different direction as far as for that matchup, but we'll go on to the rest of the card. Blonde Bombers versus Guerreros, as Chris Candia is going to be Chavo. Skida and Octagon Jr. here are going to open up the show with a technical masterclass matchup with Skida getting the win. That should be a pretty good match. Lords of the Deep versus Cash Money Inc. 91's going to get the win for Lords of the Deep, and that's a Steal the Show matchup. And then Brad Armstrong and Taka Michinoku versus Tsuyoshi Kikuchi and Koji Kanemoto. Tough win for Kai and Tai here, because they're probably going to get outperformed, and Kikuchi's going to be a little unhappy about that one. I guess that will be the co-main. The main event, though, man, this is, it's tough. It's tough because, obviously, we could go with that Lance Storm matchup, but I don't think it's the right idea. Honestly, I think what we're going to do, go with a tag, and we're going to go with Kyoshi Nomura with Funaki taking on the Great Sasuke and Liger. See how that does. So I guess we could do Nanuki Sano. That would probably make the most sense, actually, instead. Yeah, go with that. Even though he's got his broken nose. So a win here for Tamura. He's going to beat... he's actually going to beat the Great Sasuke. So that's a huge win here. Beat Sasuke, but that is massive. And I'm sure, yeah, Sasuke's going to be unhappy about that. Figured so. But we should be good to go. Yeah, it's crazy. 2 people unhappy, 2 people injured on a 5-match card. Pretty tough. Pretty tough. But that's night 6. And we're good to go. Skida beat Octagon to Skylock in 18 minutes. Tough break on that only being a 62. Thought that was going to be a lot better, especially with Skyda's rating, but alas. As Lord Akira Kurakumi and Grand Naniwa get the win over Kid Cash in Easy Money. Good little performance, though, from Kid Cash at 56. Pretty solid, as Easy Money was the weak link in that matchup, though. Which is not too bad for somebody who's just debuted rather recently, to only get a 44. Chavo and Eddie losing to the Blonde Bombers here as Candida with the Blonde Bombshell over Chavo Jr. So that was a 78, and yeah, easy win there for the Blonde Bombers. Yeah, Taka gets outperformed by Seo Kikuchi, but Brad Armstrong was the best guy in the match. Kikuchi taking the side Russian leg sweep. Tough break for him, but a great win for Brad Armstrong. In an 82 for our main event, Funaki and Tamura beating Nuke Sano and the Great Sasuke, as Tamura beats Sasuke with Chuchi Katame. 20 minutes, and an 82, so that was a good performance, at least for the main event, but just a tough break on having to deal with so many injuries and so many changes, unfortunately. But we make it through as far as night 6, relatively unscathed, and now we go to the final tour show in night 7, and then we'll be on to the final show, and we'll be going to Fire Pro to run the title matches. Alrighty, the final tour show is here, as we have a couple of backstage incidents. First one is Golden King, as he left the locker room with a silly game he invented, and it quickly became very popular backstage. Wagner Jr., Buffer vs. Court, moaning about stuff all the time, moving on style, just being a Debbie Downer. Does not sound like Dr. Wagner Jr. to me, but he found him guilty, did deem Malenko the judge, and sentenced him to shut up and cheer up and drink and buy drinks after the show. And all about Dragon, passing on selling tips to Dragon Kid. So, our main event, it's a tough one, because again, we took the tag team title matchup, split it up into 2 singles matches, but we also have Owen Hart and Lance Storm against the Rock Revolution. I think we're going to go with this. Owen is going to beat Eddie Guerrero, so that's a huge win for the Can-Am crew. Have Funaki and Sasuke the co-main, which Funaki's going to win, which will mean Two Cold Scorpio is going to beat Minoru Tanaka in that one. Los Bravano, Linsanity, the Steal the Show matchup, it's Trios matchup, as Damien going to beat Super Crazy. Then the Lords of the Deep versus the Fantastics, as Akira Kurakumi will be getting the win in 16 minutes. So that is the final tour show. We are set, as long as we just pick a venue here. So we can either run Hokuto, yeah, we'll definitely be running. Yeah, well, I haven't ran here since August. That'd be a good time to run a show here. 2,700, that works for me. We're good to go. Let's run it. A 73 for the opening contest. Lord Akira Kurakumi and Grand Naniwa beating the Fantastics. However, Fulton did pretty well, though. Still outperformed Grand Naniwa, even with the great chemistry, rather. But the octopus stretch from Akira Kurakumi gets the win at 16-20. 72 from Los Pavano and Linsanity. Damien with the marionette over Super Crazy. Good little performance. La Parka did better than everybody on the Linsanity team. That's kind of crazy to think about. Minoru Tanaka losing to Two Cold Scorpio, even though they outperformed him with the Scorpio Splash. And Funaki gets the win with the Sean capture, even though Sasuke outperformed him. So this probably should have flipped those. Should have had Sasuke beat Funaki and the Minoru Tanaka beating Scorpio. But is what it is. An 82, though, for that matchup. And an 84 for our main event, as Owen at least outperforms Eddie Guerrero. But, man, Dean Malenko, even on a tour show, with the excellent chemistry, having a great performance there. Shocking that Owen wasn't as good here. He definitely is better on UJPW, but it is what it is. And now we'll see how he does on the final show against the rest of the Radical Revolution team. But a big win, though, for the Can-Am crew, beating the Radical Revolution for the go-home show. And now we go to Fire Pro, and we see how we might run just one title match. We might not run 2, because it's going to be a bit of a delay. I'm hoping we can get this episode now out by Monday, but it's definitely looking like Sunday is out of the question, so this has just been a bit of a swing and a miss from that perspective. Hopefully, all things go well, though, for the final show. Alrighty, we are set for our title matchup, so we are just going to run one of the title matches, as we're just out of time. Unfortunately, just if this would speed up the process by just running one match instead of 2, especially this matchup being in Fire Pro. I mean, this could be over in 3 minutes if somebody gets knocked out or somebody gets submitted, is Nuki Sato and Kyoshi Tamura battling for the junior heavyweight title. As, man, it is hard to believe that these two men, as far as they've had only one match against each other, and it was at the 2000 J Cup, which saw Nuki Sato beat Kyoshi Tamura. That was a 79 then. We'll see what happens in this title matchup, but though, for Kyoshi Tamura, looking to make his first defense a successful one, as far as obviously his only belt he's ever won here in Super Max 64, or even in UJPW before that, as or even in New Japan. As already with the leg kicks from Nuki Sato, that is pretty brutal. Got some forearm shots, some body kicks now, side headlock, kind of locked in pretty deep. Knee to the out of the Muay Thai clinch, Fujiwara armbar. He is already jumping ahead here. Is Nuki Sato is in deep trouble over Kyoshi Tamura. Body kick from Tamura, palm strikes now. Jesus. Test the strength, he gets the better of it too. What a sweep into a leg lock. Boy, Kyoshi Tamura, I mean, in a one-on-one setting, damn near impossible to beat. You have to be another shooter to be able to even combat that. And at least Nuki Sato has some wrestling background and has fought in Pride FC, and it still is not enough though. It's Tamura. Double heel hook now. God damn. Oh, but Nuki Sato gets out of it. Stretching the body out. Palm strikes again. Another double leg. Oh, a roll through over. Picks him up now. Go behind still. Waist lock. Oh, but Nuki Sato gets caught. Oh, but he counters with a hammer lock now. My God. This is, I mean, this is, you would think this is a Battle Arts matchup, a Rings matchup, even maybe a Pancrase matchup. The way this has looked so far in the first 2 minutes. And there's another leg lock after went for the body kick, but Nuki Sato countered it, and that was another leg lock. I mean, this is definitely a different type of matchup we're used to seeing for the junior heavyweight title. There is no lucha rest involved here. This is straight up. You have your kickboxing, you have your palm strikes, you have your grappling, you have your submissions. This is about a worked shoot as it can get. This is intense for sure. Another palm strikes into the takedown. Oh, picks him up again with a waist lock. But again, he gets caught. Oh my God, what a fucking roll through, but still. Nuki Sato ends up on top and goes for an armbar, but what a roll through. Again, he's got a rear naked choke. Center of the ring. Boy, oh boy, that would be it for sure. No, gets out of it. Oh, what a body kick again, and he's got another rear naked choke. Got the body scissors too. I mean, that is tough. But Nuki Sato hanging in there. See what he's got. Oh, off the ropes. Oh, no. It's kind of crazy. We actually saw a Irish whip. My God, these palm strikes. Down goes Nuki Sato in another rear naked choke. Kyoshi Tamura is in the driver's seat of this one. He is rolling. Muay Thai clinch again. Rear naked choke again. Not getting it though. I'll roll through with a, looks like a guillotine. Don't think he has it all the way locked in. He gets out of it. Nuki Sato though is in deep shit here. This has lived up to what I was expecting from this one. And it still has a ways to go. And then again with the palm strikes. Nuki Sato's head getting bounced around. Down he goes. Ankle lock it again. The referee should be calling that one for a rope break. Does not. Shuichi Nishi. I mean, this is, that's another rope break. I guess there's just no rope breaks here. That's crazy. Oh, and then he taps out. Armbar from Nuki Sato, or from Kyoshi Tamura rather, and down he goes. As that is about what we expected. We're gonna just have to clock 20 onto it, but we knew this was gonna be a short one. And I mean, Kyoshi Tamura in a setting like this. We gave him a shooter, and he destroyed him. So I don't even know who would be the best guy for him to face. But that's as far as... So, I just realized after we just ran through the show that when we switched over from Fire Pro to TW, the microphone switched off. So that was great. So now we'll just have to run through basically what happened as far as the opening contest. Cosmic Dragon King's getting the win. It was a technical masterclass matchup, so Dragon Kid was the worst guy for his team, but he still outperformed some of the guys on the Pure Temple Shigoku team. But not a bad performance, and they got the win too. Golden King got the win with the Golden Kick over Minoru Fujita. Otani beating Tiger Mask 4. The Blonde Bombers beating El Samurai and Jushin Liger. This is a nice little upset because obviously Liger's the best guy in the match, but both the Blonde Bombers, I believe, outperformed El Samurai. Actually, we can just take a look. Oh, just Jericho did, but Candido didn't. Jericho got the pin, too. He got the actually, he got the submission. He won with the Lion Tamer. Otani and Tiger Mask 4, that went about as you can imagine. Otani getting the win. And the Radical Revolution against the Can-Am Super Junior crew. Again, Owen Hart, the whole time at UJPW, he's been doing really, really well. Here, only a 77. Not sure what's going on. I think maybe stylistically, this doesn't really, his style doesn't work out as much as it does for UJPW. Like, during the, he was in the semifinals of the Royal Road tournament. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's because we have the show history up, I see. We'll just go ahead and look at it like this. He was like in the 90s. Yeah, in 88 there. Him and Kurt, that was a 78. So that's about where he's at. And there's an 84. Most of the time, he does really well. From what we see, yeah, there's Owens 90 there, and him and Kurt against Tanaka and Hashimoto. Seems like that just fits his style more, which is kind of weird. I definitely would feel like Lucha Rest would fit his style more, even though he's a little older at this time. I definitely feel like that would help him out a lot. It's kind of crazy. His best stat is brawling, which is definitely something I would not suspect. Because he was, I mean, really revolutionary. What he could do, obviously, one of the first kind of American junior heavyweights of that time. The matches with him and Liger in the early 90s were very, very important for what junior heavyweight wrestling has become. But it's just crazy, again, to think how much he's improved brawling-wise. Yeah, I mean, maybe he's better as a UJPW guy. I don't know. I thought Super Max 64 would be a perfect fit for him, but that looks like it hasn't been the case. But that's that matchup. We saw Dean Malenko get the win over Rob Van Dam, which, you know, Rob was the worst guy for him. Eddie was both off his game and injured, so that's why the 72 happened, which is crazy. He got outperformed by Owen Hart and Lance Storm, but there's that match. So TTS gets the win. You know, as far as we gave, obviously, this win to Tanaka and Funaki, really for Scorpio and Sasuke. Obviously, it's kind of weird because they just relatively became champions because, you know, Scorpio filled in for Liger when he got hurt. But they had a run full on June to October, even though it was only 2 defenses. That's a long time. It's a long reign. You know, as far as really, it should be 3 defenses. I don't know why it says 2. Oh, no, I'm an idiot. Yeah, here's the title matchup. But, yeah, it was a 94, which there hasn't been a really bad matchup as far as from a tag team perspective since Night 4 of the All-Star Anarchy, which that's because it was on Night 4. But, again, if you want to look at the actual final shows, the best match we've ever had, or the worst match we've had, was definitely, you know, Super Heartstopper and the Showdown Summit. Those were in the 80s. But the rest have been in the 85-plus range. We haven't had one drop below into the 80s since the Lords of the Deep versus Funaki and Otani as well. So it's been a while, but yeah, this is their second reign too. I'm excited. Excited for it. And of course, we saw how Tamura and Nuki Sano did in Fire Pro, which they, you know, Kiyoshi Tamura destroyed him, but Nuki Sano did really, really well. He's going to be a tough man to beat in Kiyoshi Tamura. And what a night for what a night for TTS, rather, as going into the, you know, the Tag League, but also potentially in the year 2003, starting off the Grand Prix. I would say they're looking to be the odds-on favorite. I mean, they're the Junior Heavyweight Champ and the Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champs are a part of that group. They are a tough, tough team to beat, plus Otani, too. I mean, here's a team that they won the thing, you know, the year before that, in 2002. Or, yeah, as far as 2001, rather, excuse me, Jesus, as, not 2000, 2001. So, to think that they have been the Grand Prix winners since then. It's crazy to think, Minoru Tanaka, Shinichi Funaki, and Otani, they have a chance to potentially win it a second time, be the first team to ever win it twice. But that is as far as for this episode for the Brawl-O-WEEN show. Very, very tough that as far as the mic got cut out, but at least we saw it and we were able to fix it. But yeah, as far as the next matchup, Jesus, I'm all over the place. As the next show is, of course, the Tag League, and we'll probably be seeing Wild Pegasus with Dean Malenko. We'll probably be seeing Sasuke and Liger again. We'll probably be seeing TTS, obviously, as the champions going in, looking to defend their titles and win the Junior Heavyweight Tag League. We'll probably see either Owen and Lance or Van Dam. We'll definitely be seeing the Blonde Bombers. I'm sure we'll be seeing Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro. We might even see Minoru Fujita and Hikaru Adaka. You never know. I mean, 10 teams is tough. It's tough to really narrow it down to the 10 best teams we have. But as far as the last year's winners were, of course, the Liger Samurai team. So as far as we will probably have a new winner there, as far as we're not going to have a repeat winner. The only repeat winner we even have a chance of seeing is if Ultimo Dragon and Super Astro win. But other than that, because obviously Hayabusa has joined the dark side. And yeah, that is the Tag League. It is on the horizon. I cannot wait for it. I think we have 10 of some of the best tag teams in the world. I think they're going to be battling out in a great, great way. And it should be a banger. As we'll catch you guys next time for that episode. Take care, everyone.